Have you ever wondered what it truly takes to train your brain to think in English? Not just to speak or understand, but to actually think in English? Imagine breaking free from the exhausting habit of mentally translating every word, and instead feeling your thoughts flow naturally and effortlessly in a new language. This isn't just a dream, it's a skill that Anna, like anyone else, learned to develop. In Anna's story, you'll walk through her personal journey, the struggles, the moments of breakthrough, and the exact techniques she used to rewire her mind. How Anna trained her brain to think in English, step by step, until it became second nature. If you've ever felt stuck or frustrated in your English learning journey, get ready to discover how changing the way you think can change everything. For Anna, this was more than just learning a language. It was transforming her mindset and unlocking a whole new world of communication, confidence, and opportunity. Anna is a 25-year-old young woman, full of passion and dreams. From the very first days stepping into the world of English, she realized that it was not just a subject to learn, but the key to opening the door to a vast future. Anna didn't just want to speak English. She wanted to think in English, to break free from language barriers, and naturally blend into every conversation, every work environment, and the colorful life beyond. However, the journey was far from smooth. Anna went through days filled with anxiety and self-doubt when she couldn't express her thoughts, trapped in the endless cycle of translating every word in her mind. She wondered if she would ever truly think in English or remain just a language learner blocked by invisible walls. But instead of giving up, Anna chose to turn those challenges into motivation, using them as fuel to move forward each day. Have you ever wondered how to completely change the way you think? How to train your brain so that English is no longer a strange foreign language, but an essential part of your life? Anna's story will captivate you because it's not just an ordinary English learning journey. It's a tale of perseverance, determination, and the power of will to overcome personal limits. Let's explore how Anna turned her dream into reality, a deeply inspiring journey filled with valuable secrets you can apply to yourself. This is the story of how I trained my brain to think in English. And trust me, you'll want to listen until the very last second. Anna once faced a big challenge that many English learners have experienced. She couldn't understand and respond directly in English, but had to translate each sentence, each word into Vietnamese in her mind first. The clearest image she remembers is when talking with friends or in class. She couldn't escape this endless loop of internal translation. Every sentence from others felt like an encrypted code, and her job was to decode it into her native language before she could understand the meaning. This process seemed simple, but it actually became an invisible barrier separating her from naturalness and fluency in communication. That feeling was not just slowness in speaking, but also a disruption in thinking. Anna realized her brain was divided into two parts when processing language. One part to recognize and translate, another part to form the response. This made her unable to blend in or react quickly in real situations. She felt stuck between two worlds, where Vietnamese was a safe haven but couldn't help her advance, while English was a vast ocean full of waves and obstacles. The confusion and lack of confidence gradually became constant companions whenever Anna opened her mouth to speak. She felt like standing before an invisible wall she couldn't break through, making every conversation tense, awkward and unnatural. This feeling was so uncomfortable that many times she wondered if she was really fit to learn and use English. Anna didn't just want to learn English to know another language. She wanted it to be the key that opened new doors in her career, helping her access a bigger world with development opportunities she had always dreamed of. But reality made her feel stuck and tired, sometimes wanting to give up. Have you ever wondered what makes a person step out of their comfort zone, abandon old habits and ways of thinking to truly think in English? Is there a secret method to escape the endless loop of translation in the mind so that English no longer feels like a strange language, but becomes a natural part of one's thoughts? That question pushed Anna to start a challenging and transformative journey. She no longer wanted to be an outsider, just translating sentence by sentence, but to truly live in the language, to think, feel, and react in English as naturally as possible. It was a leap in mindset, a small revolution in how she learned and used the language. But how could she shift from translating every sentence to thinking directly in English? Are there proven methods? And most importantly, what motivation would help Anna persist through the initial difficulties to achieve what seemed impossible? That is the story I will tell you. An inspiring journey of how Anna trained her brain to think entirely in English. Not just learning a new language, but changing the way of thinking and perceiving the world. A journey not just for Anna, but for all of us who yearn to break through, master a new skill, and prove that barriers are only temporary if we know how to overcome them. Let's explore that story together, starting from the seemingly hopeless struggles to see a new person emerge, stronger, more confident, and full of hope for a bright future with English in her hands. Are you ready for that journey? One day, while sitting alone in her favorite cafe, Anna suddenly felt a powerful urge inside her. She couldn't continue with her old learning method, the way she always had to translate every sentence into Vietnamese in her mind. She realized that if she kept going like this, she would be stuck forever in the endless loop of slowness and unnaturalness when speaking English. She began to seriously think about a new path, a completely different way of learning. Learning to think in English. This idea made her both excited and challenged. Can I really change the way I've been thinking for so long? She wondered. But that very question became the motivation that made her more determined than ever. Anna set a clear and specific goal for herself. Every day, she would spend at least 1 hour practicing thinking directly in English, without allowing herself to translate back into Vietnamese even once. She understood that persistence was the key that would open the door to success. No matter how difficult or awkward it was at first, she was not allowed to give up. She started with the simplest things, observing everything around her and trying to describe it in her head in English, thinking about what she would say or how she would react in everyday situations entirely in English. At first, her brain felt like a blank page, unfamiliar with having to speak in a new language without the intermediate step of translation. It was like Anna was training a muscle that once seemed weak to become strong, flexible, and quick. She also searched for stories, songs, and English conversations to listen to and repeat silently in her mind, like an exercise for her brain to absorb the new language as if it were her mother tongue. Every time she failed, she stood up again, telling herself, "I can do this. I'm getting closer every day." She continuously recorded small progress and moments when she realized she started thinking faster, reacting more naturally. Change didn't happen overnight, but day by day, week by week, Anna gradually felt significant progress. Anna's story is a vivid testament to the power of determination and perseverance. When you have enough willpower to change your mindset and learning method, nothing is impossible. Thinking in English is not just a skill, it's a revolution in the mind, opening a vast new world and bright new opportunities for the future. Are you ready to embark on that journey of change? Anna did it, and so can you. Anna began her journey of changing her mindset with very small but meaningful and determined steps. She knew that to think entirely in English, she first had to build a solid foundation from the simplest sentences. Every day, Anna dedicated time to practicing thinking in English, starting with very familiar sentences in daily life, like, "What's the weather like today?" "I'm going to eat lunch now," or "I need to buy groceries." These simple sentences might seem small, but carry great power when practiced persistently. Not stopping at just thinking silently, Anna also talked to herself in English. Sometimes she would stand in front of the mirror, look herself in the eye, and repeat sentences to feel the fluency and naturalness in the new language. Sometimes she recorded her voice to listen and find out points that were not yet smooth, pronunciation errors that needed correction. Through these recordings, Anna realized her progress not only in thinking, but also in her ability to pronounce and convey ideas. Anna's practice method was not limited to studying alone or during free time. She made the most of real-life situations to practice English. When going to the market, she tried to think in English about the items she would buy, describe them, or imagine conversations with the sellers in this language. When meeting friends, she also tried to communicate in English, even if only in her mind, creating a flexible bilingual thinking habit that gradually shifted completely to English. Besides that, Anna didn't forget to supplement herself with inspiration from English culture and entertainment. She spent a lot of time watching movies, listening to music, and tuning into English podcasts to get used to how native speakers talk, feeling the rhythm and natural intonation. Every conversation in the movie was like a vivid lesson, helping her understand more deeply how to use words, expressions, and react in English. She especially loved listening to music because the beautiful melodies and lyrics helped her remember vocabulary and sentence structures more easily. The wonderful thing was that Anna didn't see this practice as a dry or stressful task, but as an adventurous self-discovery journey. She understood that every day spent thinking in English was a step closer to her dream of fluent communication, a new world opening up with countless career opportunities and experiences. She even found herself loving the language more each day. English was no longer a barrier, but a close companion. Anna's perseverance in practicing little by little was proof that anyone can change their thinking habits if they are determined enough. Starting with simple sentences, talking to herself, recording, immersing in real situations, and enjoying English culture was a comprehensive practice method that helped her brain get used to and gradually switch to the new language most naturally. Over time, Anna realized that the change was not only in speaking English better, but more importantly, in confidence, expanding her vision, and the ability to connect with the world. She knew anyone could do it, as long as they made a decision and kept patient persistence. And Anna, with her inspiring and creative practice method, turned her dream of learning English into reality, inspiring many people around her. Anna's journey of practicing thinking in English is a vivid example of the power of will and innovation in learning. You too can start with the simplest sentences, talk to yourself, record, apply to real life, and enjoy English culture every day. As long as you dare to step forward, the path to success will open wide before you. Anna's journey to change the way she thinks and communicates in English was far from easy. It was a path filled with unexpected challenges and difficulties she could never have anticipated. One of the biggest obstacles Anna faced was the feeling of confusion and hesitation whenever she couldn't express her thoughts clearly and immediately. At those moments, she felt trapped in her own mind. Before the English words could form, her ideas would get tangled, causing her to lose confidence and sometimes even want to give up. Not only that, the habit of translating back from English into Vietnamese, a natural reflex after years of studying, was incredibly hard for Anna to overcome. The familiarity of her native language pulled her back like a safety net she wasn't ready to let go of. The temptation to translate into Vietnamese whenever she encountered new words, difficult structures, or felt tired was an invisible enemy lurking constantly, making it difficult for her to maintain thinking directly in English. Many times, Anna realized she was slowly slipping back into her old study habits, slowing down her progress. Anna also had to deal with feelings of disappointment and frustration when she saw her progress was minimal and unclear, especially when she heard others speak English fluently and naturally. She began to question whether this method was really effective and whether she was wasting her time. There were many sleepless nights when Anna pondered whether she should give up and go back to her old way of learning. But deep inside her, a small flame, a silent determination, urged her to try harder. Every difficulty that seemed like an insurmountable barrier was actually a valuable lesson that helped Anna understand herself and her learning style better. She learned to be patient with herself, to allow herself to make mistakes so she could learn from them and keep moving forward. Moments of confusion or temptation to translate back into Vietnamese were not failures, but signs that she was making progress, stepping out of her comfort zone and into a new world. Besides the mental challenges, Anna faced practical difficulties, such as having no one to practice speaking English with, lacking a natural English-speaking environment, and being too busy with work to keep a consistent practice schedule. During those times, feelings of loneliness and helplessness made her doubt herself even more. However, Anna did not let these difficulties stop her. She found ways to overcome them by setting small goals, rewarding herself for achievements, and continuously seeking friends and communities to share and encourage one another. She knew failure was temporary, and every challenge was a stepping stone bringing her closer to her goal of thinking entirely in English. Anna's training journey is a vivid testament that no path is lined only with roses without thorns. Difficulties are not reasons to stop, but lessons to grow and develop. Anna learned to embrace challenges, turning them into motivation to keep moving forward. And that became the key to transforming her life. Thanks to her perseverance in overcoming these challenges, Anna improved day by day. English became more natural in her thoughts and speech. The initial difficulties are now just memories reminding her of the power of will and self-belief. And Anna's story is also a deeply inspiring message to everyone who wants to change and master a new language, that as long as you persist, every challenge can be overcome. After many long months of tireless effort, Anna finally stood at the peak of the progress she had always dreamed of. The difficult moments, the times she struggled in silence when she couldn't express her thoughts, the times she wanted to give up because of confusion and loneliness. All of that was now just a part of the past. Anna could clearly feel a profound change within herself, in her ability to think and use English naturally and flexibly. Before, English was a huge wall that separated her from the vast world outside, a barrier that made her hesitant and cautious. But now, every sentence and every word flowed like a gentle stream, freely weaving through her mind, creating a lively chain of emotions and thoughts. She could think in English faster and more directly, without having to translate back to Vietnamese step by step. This created a noticeable difference in how she reacted and how she expressed herself in everyday conversations. No longer the hesitant, timid person, Anna had now become a confident, strong young woman full of energy. Her voice sounded certain, her eyes radiated determination and passion. Every word she spoke was not just language, but a story of a resilient soul overcoming every challenge. That confidence not only helped her expand her circle of friends, but also became the key to opening countless career doors she once only dared to dream of. Anna began to realize that thinking in English was not just a language skill, but a way of life, a transformation in mindset and perception. Every day, she felt herself moving closer to the best version of herself. Every story she told, every presentation she gave, became evidence of her remarkable progress. This change helped her overcome psychological barriers, awaken the hidden energy within, and turn difficulties into opportunities to grow. Not only did her English skills improve, but the personal growth she experienced was what made Anna happiest and proudest. She understood that perseverance and a never-give-up attitude were the strongest weapons to conquer any challenge in life. Anna had learned to believe in herself, in the inner strength she once doubted. She learned that mastering a new language was not only about vocabulary or grammar, but about changing the way she thought, felt, and embraced that language as a part of herself. Those tireless days of practice not only helped Anna speak English, but also helped her live English, making the language a part of her everyday life. She began dreaming in English, thinking about the future in English, and gradually formed a global mindset, a broader, more multidimensional way of seeing the world. The most wonderful thing Anna gained was freedom. The freedom to communicate without stopping, the freedom to express herself without fear, the freedom to pursue bigger dreams, new opportunities she once thought unreachable. And above all, she knew that learning English was a journey with no end. But now she was no longer afraid or uncertain because she had in her hands her own strength, the strength of perseverance, determination, and unshakable faith. Anna proved that everything can change as long as you dare to start and never give up. Her story is not just the journey of a girl learning English, but an inspiring message to all of us. No barrier can stop a determined heart and a mind that keeps striving. Give yourself the chance to experience, to fall, and to rise stronger, because it is at that moment that you will touch the miracle, when language is no longer a barrier, but a bridge leading you to new horizons of life. And you, are you ready to start a transformation like Anna? Are you brave enough to open your mind and embrace the challenge to get closer to the best version of yourself? Remember, every great journey begins with a single step, and within each of us lies the power to turn seemingly distant dreams into brilliant realities. Anna always says that if you truly want to make progress in English, you have to start by changing the way you think about the language. It's not just about memorizing vocabulary or grammar, but about making English an inseparable part of your life, a natural way of thinking, just like your native language. And to achieve that, training yourself to think in English is the most important step, the key to success or failure on your language learning journey. Anna shares that at first she was very anxious and afraid of making mistakes, but she realized an important truth. Mistakes are not something to avoid, but tools to help you learn and grow. Every mistake brings you closer to improvement. That's why she always encourages everyone to be persistent, not to get discouraged, and most importantly, not to fear making mistakes. If you stop because of fear, you will never move forward. But that's not all. Anna emphasizes that practicing every day, regularly, and with a specific plan will help you maintain motivation and develop your skills sustainably. Even if you only have a few spare minutes, take the time to think, talk to yourself, or record yourself in English. These small habits, seemingly simple, are the keys that open the door to great success. Don't let a single day pass without engaging with English, because it is the daily persistence that creates breakthroughs. Additionally, Anna advises you to take every opportunity to communicate in English, whether with friends, colleagues, or even yourself in the mirror. Real conversations help you get used to word usage, sentence structures, intonation, and accurate pronunciation. Turn every conversation into a playground where you freely express and learn. If you don't have a surrounding environment to practice, you can join English clubs, online study groups, or even create daily challenges for yourself. What Anna wants to emphasize most is this: you don't need to be perfect from the start. The goal is not to speak English like a native speaker immediately, but to gradually get used to it, step by step build confidence, and improve your ability to respond quickly in communication. It's a long journey, and everyone progresses at their own pace. But the important thing is that you keep trying and never give up. If you can do this, you will see your communication skills improve day by day. You will no longer feel confused or shy when talking to foreigners. Instead, you will feel comfortable, natural, and joyful using English to connect with the wider world. Anna believes that learning English is like exercising your brain and spirit. When you practice regularly, you not only improve your language, but also develop critical thinking skills, mental flexibility, and problem-solving ability. This will help you not only in study and work, but also in everyday life. Finally, Anna wants to send a strong message to everyone listening to this advice. Start today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait for more time or better conditions. Every moment you delay is a moment you miss the chance to become a better version of yourself. You can do it as long as you believe and take action. And if you find Anna's story inspiring, if you believe these tips can help you or someone on the path to mastering English, don't hesitate to hit the like button and share this video to spread positive energy to more people. Subscribe to our channel so you won't miss inspiring stories, effective learning methods, and useful English practice tips in upcoming videos. Every subscription, every share from you is the motivation for us to continue creating quality content, helping you and the community improve more and more on the journey of self-development. Let's build a strong English learning community together, where everyone can find support, inspiration, and joy in learning. Are you ready to start? Let English become the tool that helps you expand your world, conquer big dreams, and write your own success story.